Wow, what a great day to be an American. This is Joe the Box from the America First Warehouse.
And every day gets even better. This is John the Blanket on the America First podcast every Tuesday.
Yeah, and we got two great men next to us once again. I'm not sure if they went home since last Tuesday, but on my far left, you have Fred Rubino and his show. Tell us about you, Freddie. What's going on?
My show is on 12:30 to 1:30 right here in the most patriotic venue in the world. It's called That's What I'm Talking About. It's the other news that was not carried by the big outlets. And it's funny, it's tragic, and it's an hour.
And it's a wonderful show. I've seen it. I've laughed very hard through both of it. As a matter of fact, I was honored to be one of your first people to join you as a guest. On the far right over here is a guest of ours, is Kevin Downey Jr. He's hilarious on Studio 6B on the radio here in the America First Warehouse right now. Kevin, what's going on? Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me back, gentlemen. What's going on? Well, I don't know if you noticed, but CNN almost said the words illegal immigrant Muslim domestic terrorist, but they just couldn't bring themselves to say it when some animal in Colorado was setting fire to Jewish people without a shirt on. First of all, this is New York. Anytime you see someone half naked, go the other way. There's never anything good coming when you see a naked or half naked person coming your way. This guy somehow invented a flamethrower. It's sick, and they can't put the three together. Muslim, illegal immigrant, domestic terrorist. They can't do it.
It's crazy, and it's really despicable, but I believe very much in Tom Holman and the group, the Homeland Security, and what they're doing and getting these people out. But here's a little something. On a bright side, I'd like to bring up one of the assets. It's Asset 1B. This weekend, we had a grand old time kicking our heels up because it's not always gloom and doom. It was a wonderful time here at the warehouse. You got a quick video of what we did? That'll be Asset 1B. Yeehaw! I just feel like kicking my heels up with that one, Kev. You were spinning around a little bit there.
I was. I was hoping you wouldn't show the video where I tuck her out and go running for my inhaler after just a few minutes. So thanks for clipping that part out. Yeah, it was a hoot, man. I had a great time. My fiance Jessica had a great time. Some friends of ours came. We met some people who listen to my show, people who watch the show, never been here before, and they live here. And they're like, "How did we miss this?" And I said, "Well, that's why we're here, working together to make sure you know it's here." And now they're coming back. It was a hoot. I loved it.
It is a hidden gem here at the America First Warehouse. Those kind of events are great for everybody. Of course, all veterans are always welcome. What a great time. I know that doing that dance steps is not easy. You know, it's 4 different steps and 3 different times, and I always wind up stepping on somebody's foot. So, fun, though.
Actually, Johnny boy, in the family, I used to enjoy watching you dance. You had some good moves, so I wouldn't really underplay that. But I did enjoy you at karaoke night. Do you got a video of that one?
Oh, no.
I sure hope not. Anyway, a little jungle juice helps you do some crazy things, that's for sure.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and that's what we're doing around here. But we're going to take a little bit of a turn right now because the truth is coming out everywhere you look. And start setting up the asset that Tucker Carlson has. It's Asset 1C. And what I want to do is I found this that was sent to me through Truth Social, and it's a minute video of the truth of what happened tragically to our patriot friend, Ashley Babbitt. Can you please play that from Tucker Carlson?
2 years ago today, a Capitol Hill police officer called Michael Byrd shot an unarmed woman in the neck. At the time of that killing, Byrd had a documented history of gross negligence with a firearm. He left a loaded Glock pistol in a public men's room at the Capitol, which for a law enforcement official is a firing offense. But for some reason, Michael Byrd was still in the force that day. The woman he killed was called Ashley Babbitt. Babbitt was a married 14-year veteran of the U.S. military. She ran a pool cleaning company with her husband in San Diego. Physically, she was tiny. She was also unarmed. Michael Byrd later admitted he had no indication at all that Babbitt was carrying a weapon. She posed no visible threat. He killed her anyway. Under normal circumstances, Byrd would have been fired immediately and charged with murder, which he clearly committed. But that's not what happened. After doing essentially no investigation into the shooting, Nancy Pelosi's congressional police force declared Byrd a national hero, and the media strongly agreed. Byrd went on television to accept accolades and to complain about racism. He was never punished for killing Ashley Babbitt. He was rewarded for it. Ashley Babbitt's mother, meanwhile, got a very different sort of treatment. Babbitt's mother was arrested today in Washington by the Capitol Police. Her crime? Trying to hold a memorial service for her daughter. 2 years later, it's clear that Ashley Babbitt her death is by far the most significant thing that happened at the U.S. Capitol building that day. But at the same time, it is the least talked about event of January 6th. Why is
that? Why is that? I will tell you that the day that January 6th came, and when I heard that there were shots fired at the Capitol building, I knew that there was something seriously wrong, because I know how we are. And Freddie, Johnny, and Kevin here, we can be funny and we can say things and do something. We'll go to protest and we'll put our people and our feet at the front line, but we're not going to be destroying things. We're not going to be breaking things. We're not going to be hurting people. We're not going to be setting things on fire. This woman, Ashley Babbitt, and her mom, who I know very well, Mickey Whithoff, and John can attest to this as well. We spent a lot of time with them down at their vigil. And when I see something like this, and obviously this was kind of old. Tucker Carlson we talked about this, for it was 2 years into it, so it was probably 2 years ago, and probably why he was fired. Does anybody understand the story? Kevin, you looked a little surprised. Are you surprised that this woman was murdered on January 6th?
Let's say, hypothetically, I was allegedly in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. I remember standing outside, allegedly, and thinking, wow, there's 400,000 of us, and there's only 7 cops looking at us. We're humans. We're not animals like Antifa. And look how peaceful this is. And I thought, this is great. And then they started lobbing grenades, apparently, some sort of flash grenades. And people just might get a little angry about that. But I'll be honest, I did not see 1 ounce of violence when I was there. And so it shocked me to see that someone was actually shot. And if you look at all the BLM, the Antifa fund from 2020 into 2021, there were 2,200 cops injured. There were people raped and murdered in the Summer of Love and the Chop and the Chaz, whatever part of the town the hippies took over. I was just blown away that they allowed BLM to burn D.C. for 4 days. And suddenly I saw cops lining up, riot cops, and I thought, uh-oh, I don't understand what's going on, but I think it's time to go.
Freddie, were you in the Capitol that day?
I was not at the Capitol that day, or any other Capitol on any other day. But what I can say about it is that law enforcement, we're great lovers of law enforcement, but the Capitol Police are a stain on law enforcement in this country. They're cowards, they're liars, and now they're murderers. And I think they should be disbanded, and they should have another group come in, maybe FBI, whatever it is. But the Capitol Police, it's obvious they let everybody in. It's obvious because it's on record that they escorted people through the Capitol.
Well, there has to be good stuff that's coming, because these truths are coming out. And I can tell you firsthand, there's nothing more painful than losing one of your kids, your child, and then seeing it all the time for her, and the truths that are going to come out, and somebody's going to be responsible for what went on, because we know the whole thing was a hoax. The whole thing was a setup, and patience is what we need for right now. We have to wait till the truths come out, because they're coming.
Well, that's what I love about the America First podcast and every podcast that comes through this house. Today, we're going to have about 4 or 5 podcasts. Then we're going to start even producing more information, because the fake news lying media will never tell us the truth. Never. And we will over here. And next to us coming in the next segment, you'll see Sarah Maccabee, whose husband was on the front lines. And then Shane, our friend, also will be handling the J6 prison reform. And we're going to bring him in the next segment. He also was arrested that day and did time. And when you see him and you hear what he has to say, you'll be blown away. How many innocent people?
True patriots, and the relationships and the people that we've met since we were involved, and when we first met Ashley's mom and became family with them is something I'd never forget, But here it's coming. It's coming. Justice is going to be served. Things are going to change. We're not going to allow the riots that are going on with the anti-Semitism. It's terrible. I mean, but I feel good because I know it's in for a change real soon.
The two biggest scandals, maybe in my lifetime, obviously in the last 100 years, has been Joe Biden not being in charge of the country, and no one knows who is exactly in charge giving pardons, and January 6th rounding up innocent American citizens, jailing them, having them abused in jail, and shooting them on the Capitol grounds, and lying about how the police were assaulted and stuff. Those are the two biggest horrific tragedies in 100 years.
Well, I think that we can probably go back to that. Each one of us can come with a list of it. We're going to be going to a break in a couple seconds, but if you get this picture on, go out, see if you can get into this flag. This is the J6 flag that we live with, #1 star, J6 Patriot Day, Ashley Babbitt Day.
I told you this was crazy. I'm out of here.
No, free stuff for all! Don't have to be such a downer.
For you, bow to the master staff. Come to me.
Oh my god, this guy's from Jersey!
Hi. How you doing? Fuck up my stage.
I'm pretty sure I'm a woman.
No, you're not, Steve. Oh! Oh!
Wet on my side.
Now instead of a poke, you're getting a smack!
What have I done?
Hi, my name is Elena Ruseva, aka Megalangela. Please check my art at www.megalangela.vip.
It's me, Joe the Box, at the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in all the land. We just finished up 2 incredible parties like you wouldn't believe. Packed house, sold out. Hey, Scotty Lebedo. This is a nice piece from Scotty, huh? That's what he did. Now, I did tell you that we was in the America First Warehouse, but no, we're not. We're here at the America First Motor Club. Come on in Sunday mornings. We love America. America First, everybody. Come on and see us.
Are you a musician, comedian, actor, filmmaker, or artist who stands for traditional American values? Do you believe in the preservation of our nation, our culture, and our freedoms? If you share our passion for America and want to use your talents to make a difference, we want to hear from you. Our mission is clear. Through the arts, we uphold the principles of freedom, faith, family, and the American spirit. It's time to step up to the mic and make your voices heard. So contact us at AmericanConservativeArtists.com.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country. It's Joe the Box. We're back at the America First Warehouse. We have some great friends that are going to be coming on the show in a few minutes. Sarah Maccabee and Shane Jenkins both have, their lives have been affected big time by January 6th. And my wooden flag is here to remind everybody January 6th will never be forgotten. There's a flyer out there, which is asset number 2, and it's about this podcast that we're doing together. We're teaming up with both Sarah and Shane, and they are going to bring to the America First Warehouse reform, which we need so desperately. Okay, let's see if we can bring in both Sarah and Shane onto it and get their input and intake. How we doing, guys? Here they are. Shane, what's going on? Look at you in the middle. You should put the beautiful Sarah Maccabee in the middle. No offense, Shane. We got some great things coming on, you two guys, and we're so happy to have you. Sarah, are you with us? Can you hear us? We're not getting Sarah. Shane, we got you? We got neither one of them.
So I got my
Shane, you on or what?
we got.
Listen, this is what I saw it on Fox News the other day, the technical difficulties that they were having. Can we confirm when we have them, bring them in, okay? We are having technical difficulties, and I've said that before. Hey, Freddie, you ever have technical difficulties before?
Yes, but they make a pill for that now. So I haven't had one in a while.
They make a pill for everything.
Because it's a man's world, Forget cancer. Forget muscular
We're not the
dystrophy.
minority anymore?
We need erections. That's what we need.
How we doing, guys? We got a great thing coming up. I'm going to talk a little bit about the J6 Reform podcast that's coming on, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Sarah. That
I can hear.
No, not you guys. Oh. All right, we're moving around. Hey, Kevin, have you ever had any technical difficulties?
I was actually doing a comedy show once in Toronto, and this has happened before, but this is my favorite one, where the smoke alarm goes out. And you can't possibly do an act. You can't pay attention. So what I said was, all right, folks, until this is done, this technical difficulty, each comic's going to come up and do a street joke. And so we would rotate in and out. Someone would come up, hey, yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, thanks. And then we got through. Otherwise, you can't, you know how comedies, you can't get them on a roll, you can't build. So it was just, next one, go, next one, go. And they finally fixed it. Once that happened, we went outside in the snow and did the show without microphones. So we're just hanging out there. We had nothing else to do. So the owner goes, why don't we just tell some jokes? Joe DeLion. I don't know if you're...
No, I don't.
Okay.
But that's a great idea. Next time I'm bombing, I'm going to have the feature pull the fire alarm.
Yeah.
Where is the fire alarm here, Joe?
Well, actually, we've had the comedy shows in here, too, and every once in a while, something goes bad. And what happened with Joe DeVito, if anybody remembers him, it was very early in the America First Warehouse. We had him in, and he was doing a stand-up with Michelle Fox and I think Mike Loftus at the time. But we were filled with people, and we were filled with pinball machines. Bing, bang, bing, 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 boop, bing, bing, bing. And he's like trying to crack jokes, and he goes, I can't beat it. I can't beat that pinball machine. And I didn't realize it at the time. But, I messed him up.
Yeah, we go through that when we go all around, because sometimes we'll play like a bar, and the bar seats 100-something people, but they won't shut the TVs off.
Yeah.
So you'll hear like the Ranger game on, and they score, and you're like, wow, that joke never got that kind of reaction.
I was doing a show once with something called an MC mic, which I never heard of. But when you stop talking for 3 seconds, the music.
Did we got him?
What?
Yeah, so I couldn't take any breaks between jokes unless I wanted music. So you know what I feel like doing right now? Dancing. I wait 3 seconds for it. It was so annoying.
I've never heard of that before.
I've never heard of an MC mic.
We should have that here.
I'm so blessed to have you guys in here doing filling for me as we're working upstairs, getting it together. If we can throw up any of the events that I would pull up now until we get them good.
What's that cage?
June 5th. June 5th, the America First Warehouse is going down to Washington, D.C. to be part of the Be America PAC. It's an organization that's going to raise money. These PACs. I guess they tie in with millionaires somehow to get the money, but they can spend money for America values, and Be America PAC is what they're going to do. On that night, we'll be having Winston Sears. Anybody know who Winston Sears is?
She's on the wall somewhere.
She's right behind you.
Oh, there she is. All right, yeah.
There she is over there. You can probably see her. Maybe in the wide shots, Kevin. She was supposed to be in your seat when you was, and then you came in on time. But Winston C. is going to be running for governor. She's a Marine veteran. She's got a picture behind us with holding a machine gun, and I dig it. Yeah, that's great. I hear you guys. We're going to bring in Shane on the next segment with Sarah Maccabee, working out those. That's why I'm going over the assets. Kevin
I was
Downey.
asking about Liberty's Cage.
Well, Liberty's Cage is the podcast that Shane and Sarah will be doing here. And they're talking from their own experience. Shane being in jail as a J6er, and Sarah's husband, who was one of the first ones arrested and spent, I don't know how much time, solitary confinement and everything
horrible.
else. Oh, my
And let me
goodness.
tell you something. You don't see anything about the people who were charged for just being there, for being on the steps, threatened with 20 years for illegal parading, and that before they went to court, they committed suicide. There are people who were charged, who were facing 20
Perna,
years.
Matthew
who
Perna
were-
is one of the
Who
names
were
I
just
know.
so good people, never even got a speeding ticket. They were faced with that. They could not do it. They didn't want their family to go through it, and so they committed suicide. You can't make up for that. That's gone.
No.
There's irreputable damage that was done on January 6th to the American people that will never, ever be fixed. It can't be fixed. And it's such an injustice. One of the worst injustices since slavery in this country.
So somebody caused it. Somebody's got to pay for it, you know.
And I believe it can be changed, and that's what we're going to be doing with this, the J6, June 7th. This June 7th, here at the warehouse. You can get online and get the tickets for that. Friday night is going to be Kevin Downey here at the warehouse with Studio 6B. How's that going, Kevin?
You know what? It's so much fun. The show is fun. I mean, I love doing the show anyway, but the show in front of a live crowd, it just changes everything. We're comedians. We're made for that. And I love it. And I also love, see, people don't realize the best part about show business, not always the show, it's the hang afterwards, all right? I've been on the road. You've been on the road, and you're working with someone you get along with, and you're like, oh, we got to do a show.
Fantastic.
Man, we're having so much fun. All right,
How
let's do
many
the show.
bars have we been thrown out of
Yeah.
afterwards because we got along with the other comics?
Absolutely.
And that Friday night show is a great show because you do get out there to interview and talk to some people.
Yeah.
Had some great stories, and
Yeah.
actually got thrown out of the lesbian bar because the transgender.
Oh, wow. That was
muscling
pretty
her
incredible.
around.
Yeah, she wouldn't tell us which bar, but you know what? I'll tell you this: the shows, the live from Studio 6B, the hangout afterward is great. The show's great. There's drinks, there's cigars to smoke, and
We had some burgers and hot
Yeah.
dogs, and then outside, we had the ice cream truck came, but, he didn't see anybody, so he kept rolling by. I tried to tell him, once the break, you stay out there, you're going to get some ice cream.
Absolutely.
How lucky are people in this area that every Friday night there's a place to go, there's a live show, there's cocktails, there's things to eat. Every show is different. It's just a blessing.
And
You guys are a
every time
blessing
there's
to
an
this
event,
area.
There's somebody that's been here for the first time, and that's the thing. We got to get it out there so people know.
Yeah.
And show.
Freddie, it is a blessing, and I'm so happy that you said that. Because even at the square dancing night or the step dancing, we had a few men that are suffering from ills, health issues. And I encourage everybody to come down to the warehouse on Thursday nights where there is prayer and healing, and has been very helpful to a lot of people. So that's available to you Thursday night here at the warehouse, and Bible study before that, which I really appreciate. So there is something every day. Today is Podcast Tuesdays, so we're going to be pounding out a lot. Then we have on Wednesdays, we're going to be adding a lot more shows to the program, all of the social medias. But we got a couple minutes left. And Freddie, let me bring you back in here because you did something spectacular particular here at the warehouse, and it was the Not So Newlywed Game. Number one, where did it come from? How did you create that and prepare for that? And I thank you for bringing it to the warehouse. Tell us about the Not So Newlywed Show.
Well, hopefully we're going to do it again very soon, but it's people who are married for a few years, 20 years, 15, 30 years, and it points out how much you really know, and it's so much fun. It's just a good time, and that goes back to what I just said. Thursday, there's this fellowship, a Christian fellowship. Friday, you have the live podcast, there's entertainment. There's something that goes on here that people should be getting involved in, that it is a fellowship, that you could comfortably come here and not be subjected to the nonsense that's going on in liberal America. And you could make friends with like-minded people who are conservative, who love the country, and we're going to have a good time no matter what's here. So there's actually a fellowship here, so people should be here getting involved. Like I said before, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, just get on the train and come here, get on the train and go home. It's a great night out.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, too. If you come on the train, you can get a hold of the America First Warehouse. I'll go pick you up with the MAGA van, and I'll bring you here. Because it's really a stone's throw away. Right, Johnny?
And if there's more than 12 years, we'll have to take 2 trips. What are you going to do?
That's right. Well, we've jammed a lot more.
No, do it like in India. They on the side, like Bangladesh.
We got shot.
You do it like they do it at our border when they bring them in. Come on, Freddie.
All Indians are welcome. 100 could fit on the bus.
Everybody's welcome. America First is what it's all about. That's what you have here. And, not going to butt heads with anybody. It's, like I said, like-minded. And then plus we make it comfortable. If you need something special, believe me, we want to be there for you. We want you here.
The most special place on earth. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
The Queens Village Republican Club is America's oldest Republican club, founded in 1875. Situated in President Trump's hometown in Queens, New York, we are America First MAGA Republicans, empowering fellow Republicans to get involved in the game of politics at the grassroots level. We host inspiring monthly club meetings on the first Thursday of each month at 8 p.m. For more information, please go to our website at www.qvgop.org.
Corporate transfer. Find professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
Well, Hitler was duly elected.
Let's deal with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that is Mussolini Hitler-like language.
You say Nazi enough times, someone's going to actually have the guts to do it.
Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler.
What percentage of this event happening was due to Donald Trump's rhetoric?
Don't miss Trump next time.
What do you make of the excess deaths?
None of us, not the president, not those hypothetical guys in the smoky rooms fully know what's going on, but we can speak about the unfolding of recent history with certainty.
Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy.
That is not how it works. That is a threat to democracy.
No. No. You anti-Semitic piece of...
When you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit.
Free fries when you get vaccinated? Vaccination.
French fries with my vaccination shot.
Delicious.
That sounds fun. Hey, I don't want to waste too much time. Let's bring on both Shane and Sarah Maccabee on. Shane Jenkins, a J6 prisoner. I don't know how long they took you to get you locked up, Shane, but judging when I first met you, I would have got you yesterday for sure. Sarah, look at you, the beautiful Sarah Maccabee on the front lines of January 6th. I don't know if you guys saw our Ashley Babbitt J6 flag on the stage with us today. We love our J6 Patriots. We understand the lies that you went through from the beginning till right now, but the truth is coming out a lot. And I'm not going to take too much from you, but you're going to be doing a podcast out of the America First Warehouse starting out here on June 7th, Saturday night. Number one, I'd love to hear why and how you got involved, and then what your goals are and what you want to do from it. Maybe we can start with you, Sarah, if that would be good.
Yeah, for sure. You know, really, it was just to shed light on the injustices that was going on with January 6th defendants and how they were treated so differently than other inmates in general population. And Shane can speak to that. But really, we felt helpless out here. Like we were literally incarcerated with them, but we were on the outside. Nobody would listen to us. Nobody would touch us. And it took a lot of work for American patriots to stand up because it was fearful. What they did on January 6th was they instilled fear into the American people. And it's very few people like you, Joe, that stood up and said, no, we're not going to take this anymore. This is American citizens and we have rights. We have constitutional God-given rights. And it's obliterated for January 6th defendants. And so now that, thank God for President Trump and, you know, the night of his inauguration got these individuals out. I believe 218 of them walked free from federal prison the night of January 20th. But the fact is that this road is far from over for these January 6th defendants. And I believe a lot of them have been equipped by the Lord to use their experiences to go out for the rest of the incarcerated population. You know, it's sad that America is supposed to be this beacon of hope, on a light on this hill for all these other countries. And yet we have a third world prison system in America. And so that's what we want to do through Liberty's Cage, is to shed light on the injustices. So many people are overcharged and overpunished, and we really need to rehab our justice system.
Shane, how you doing, my friend? Tell us a little bit about you, how you got there, and what your goal is, my friend.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man. And you know, like Sarah said, I did 1,418 days until President Trump pardoned me. And thank God for that, man. But you know, the J6 mistreatment in the DC jail, 2 years no visitation, 2 years no religious services, a year no haircuts, a year no fingernail clippers, amongst being assaulted by guards and attacked on various holidays and just stuff like that. But I think if we just zoom out from that, like the broader scope of this is the people that are being mistreated every day in prison. Just for instance, it's going to be 94 degrees here today in Houston, and in Texas prison systems, they don't have air conditioning. So how can you house somebody? I wouldn't house my dog in a situation like that. So that's just one minute problem, but I just think there's a broader thing that we need to work on, seeing the humanity on these people that are locked up. Obviously, we need places for rapists, murderers, pedophiles, and stuff like that to be locked down. But I think we're really failing our society as a whole by not investing and not seeing the humanity in our brothers and sisters in prison. And I just think we have been given this beautiful platform because of January 6th, and with the friendly administration, we can potentially maybe make a positive impact and change some people's lives and have a ripple effect on the community and change some family situations and some lives when these people get out of prison. So I'm looking forward to this fight.
You guys are on the front line. There's no doubt about it. Are there other organizations like yours? Are we synergizing with each other to get this word out? I do know that Pastor Lowry from Chicago wants to support us in what we're doing because of the black community being locked up, these ghost charges against, you know, people that were involved in the, like, who is the Gladys? Who is our pardon czar? And because we'd love to see them involved with what you're doing as well. Is that something you think is coming down the road for us?
Yeah, I would say so. Alice Johnson is the new pardon czar, and she has an incredible story. But I think you see with the Chrisleys recently getting pardoned, coming out, Savannah Chrisley has done a really good job about talking about our federal bureau prison system. And really, it's not just our prison system, it's our court system as well. It's completely rigged against people. And so, yeah, there are other groups out there. And I think it's time to get past the stigma of January 6th. You know, now that President Trump won the election, was inaugurated, and what their work with the prison system, you know, we don't have this scarlet red letter of being a January 6th defendant or a January 6th supporter anymore. And so it's really time to use this because it was politically motivated for January 6th defendants. They were held without bond, which has never been seen before, you know, overcharged, overpunished in the court system itself. And so, yeah, there are other groups out there. We would encourage groups to even reach out to us. We know we're not the only ones out here fighting this fight, but it's a matter of amplifying these voices and getting to the point of someone in the administration making true change.
I think too, I was going to add that I don't think there really is an organization like us that is fighting from the right. Usually you'll hear the civil rights people and the people on the left, the ACLU, people like that want to fight for prisoners' rights and stuff like that. But I think we're uniquely positioned because we are coming from the conservative Christian standpoint, and we can hold some of these Republican congressmen, conservatives, and senators to account and say, you claim to be a Christian. Well, where is your Jesus Christ in your life whenever you just want to lock these people up and throw away the key? You don't want to try to help these people fix whatever traumas it is that cause them to get in the situation where there's, and believe me, I believe in accountability. If you break the law, you need to be held accountable. However, it's up to us to work with these people to get them back to being whole human beings again, so they can get back into society and be successful.
To us, so nobody would say anything, you know. So this platform and us,
I put you guys to sleep over there.
We're going to get that word out there and let them know, and not back down. That's for sure.
I'd like to see them go after cyberbullying as well. I know people who have lost people because they committed suicide. One name I want to say, his name Matthew Perna, committed suicide. It was on video that they escorted him his whole time in the Capitol. They escorted him. They showed he was with somebody. He took some pictures, some selfies, and left. They threatened him with 20 years. They threatened him with being a terrorist, and that's when it was too much for him, and he did that. His aunt is an activist for January 6th. They bully her on social media to the point where they get together and they complain about her, and they get her kicked off YouTube. They get her kicked off just by posting her nephew's picture and being alerting people that he was escorted by the Capitol Police. So cyberbullying is still going on, organized by liberals against January 6ers who are documented on film doing absolutely nothing. I'd love to see legislation, cyberbullying, be added to tracking these people down.
Does anyone know if there's a civil lawsuit or like a group lawsuit against the federal government? I heard that some J6ers might get compensation. Can you really get compensation for being put away for 1,400 days? I don't know if they can pay you enough for that. But has anyone heard about any sort of class action lawsuit?
I haven't. But it's a great idea. Unless it costs them money, nothing's going to change.
No,
well, Sarah Shane can answer that anyway.
Yeah, no, there are several firms that are preparing. I've already hired on with the firm, and they are preparing to file a tort claim on my behalf. So there are many, I don't know, very few people are not involved in these lawsuits already. So it's going to come down, and I believe with the friendly administration and a friendly DOJ, I believe they'll probably settle. That's just my guess, but it's definitely coming down the pipe.
Do you know which law firms?
McCloskey, Tickton, and Sidney Powell is one, and then a guy named it's either James or Randy LaSalle out of St. Louis or somewhere.
All right, thank you. Good to know.
Now the experience from both of you two with the January 6th has brought you into that. I want to stay focused on the prison reform, because what we understand through your own experiences, Shane, the disgraceful the way you have been treated, the artwork that's on our banner, is that pretty much depict what you've been doing through? Is that a picture of you, Shane?
Is it the painting with the man in solitary confinement? Is that?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You know, and that is the hardest thing, because I have been to prison in Texas before, and I have a checkered past. I gave my life to Jesus Christ in 2016, but I turned my life around at that point. God turned my life around. And so what really broke my heart was to see these men like Jeff McKillop, Green Beret Special Forces, Robert Lego Man Morris, Jessica Watkins, Army 82nd Airborne Infantry. These are elite soldiers. Multiple Marines, Ryan Nichols, James McGrew, Dan Caldwell, Thomas Webster, honorable law enforcement, prison guards. These people have never had a speeding ticket, never been in trouble a day in their life. And then they throw them in the same situation that I was in with the 2 years know this, 2 years know that, whatever. And it just was shameful to me that these people who 99% of them responded to somebody being assaulted or somebody being hurt and reacted in defense of them or in anger. And then now here they are having the full force and weight of the government just crushing them and destroying their lives. You know, they're losing. Man, I know many people going through divorces right now as a result of January 6th. People losing homes, businesses, families turning against them, churches turning against them. And it was a tragedy. And we don't ever want to see something like this happen to anybody else again. And I don't care if it's a leftist or somebody on the right. I don't want to see this happen to anybody else in America ever again.
Well, I appreciate you and Sarah being on the front lines. I want to tell you about what the excitement I have planned for you while you come into New York. They're flying in, I think, on Friday. So you'll be coming in Friday. You get yourself settled, and you come into the warehouse. And probably, Kevin, you might be interviewing one of them or both of them during the segments. Okay, so we'll get him prepared. Studio 6B will be here live. The next morning, I'm going to let you sleep a little bit, but I think we're going into the city to speak at City Hall, and we got you both a spot on there, and we're going to bring in DVS right after you guys to talk about what that's happening. And then on Sunday, we're rallying from the Belmore train station back here to the warehouse with a barbecue with a couple of hundred patriots waving flags out the window. It's the most exciting time of our lives, and I'm blessed to have you both here. Can't wait to see you.
I'm excited.
Thanks
The
so much,
America
Sarah.
First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Welcome, everybody, to the Not So Newlywed Show, where three couples are going to compete for really great prizes. Okay, Donna, we asked Mike, who complained first on your honeymoon, you or him?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think he said.
Lisa, this ain't the SATs. Just tell us what. Donna, who complained first on the honeymoon?
I'm sure it was me, but I have no idea.
Donna is right.
No, it's always me.
What celebrity would you pick for a one-day pass?
For me?
Yeah, for you, not for him.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon! Wow! Who do you hate the most on her side? That rotten no.
There's so many choices.
Thank you all, and thank you for coming out.
Hi, my name is Elena Ruseva, aka Megalangela. Please check my art at www.megalangela.vip.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country. It's me, Joe the Box, at the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land. We got that down to a science, right? It's really going. I love the advertisers. I love the commercials. Keep coming in. There's going to be a lot more opportunities for people. Get a hold of info at the America First Warehouse, and you'll be in. We have a great guest coming up, DVS. He's a patriot here in New York. He's relentless. One time he come out with about 30 vehicles. They were doing this singing and jumping up and down at the warehouse. They went to the motor club. He's got this crazy van, crazier than mine, and he is organizing New York like you wouldn't believe. Let's bring him in. DVS 7.0, right? Is that where we're at? DVS,
Yes,
where you
sir.
at, buddy? How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Welcome to the America First podcast. You are here because you are a leader in the movement, and we want to share your story. How did you get involved? Why you're so motivated to be an American patriot? What's going on this weekend, and what time you want me there?
Yeah, no, this weekend we have the I Need Ya Freedom Rally 4.0 Freedom Fighters Reunion. We're calling all patriots, all movements that did something for the truth, for justice, for freedom, all the different movements in their many different forms that stood up against tyranny, stood up against the pandemic, stood up against all the kind of things that happened through the past several years. A lot of patriots, a lot of people who are still fighting, and so I'm doing this this event to honor them. But yeah, man, I mean, I've been in this since forever, but I began, getting more on the political stuff basically in 2015, 2016 when Trump got on the scene. And that's when I knew this was my lane, because it was a topic I was always, talking about my whole life. It's always been about religion, politics, current events, or, personal matters. That's what my music is always about. I've never made music about nonsense. And so when I saw Trump on the scene, I immediately liked him. And then for a little short, quick moment, I thought he probably wasn't the right guy, but that only lasted about a week, if that. And then I was like, wait a second, this is exactly what we need. So my very first vote ever, Trump, and every vote I made after.
Now, how did you get that big old van you got over there? I seen you was towering me. I was like, damn, I'm all jelly.
You got van envy.
I got van envy.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how God put that together, because I was planning that van for. It started off as just a drawing, and I started editing it, trying to figure out how I want this, some type of future thing that I'll have where I can travel the country and have my own setup. Actually, I think what sparked it was censorship. I was being censored on all platforms. The final draw was when YouTube knocked down like 3 of my videos. One was about the vaccines. Another one was about election interference, which is my song "Not Gonna Take It." The other one,
yeah, you've collaborated with a lot of artists as well, haven't you, DVS? I see so many different artists. You brought in a team of Spanish artists, and they were singing and they're praying in their songs. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Man, the Spanish album was something so long coming. People were asking me since my very first album, like, man, when you got to do a Spanish album, do a Spanish album. And I finally did it. And I just didn't want to do it, and it'd be corny. Like, if you're going to make a Spanish album, it's got to be like authentic Latino music. So I made sure to do that. And it was a great album. It was one of my favorite albums, actually.
That's another failure of the Democratic machine, trying to turn the country against Latinos and Spanish-speaking people. They thought that they could do that by opening the borders and then saying, oh, look, all these guys, they're against people who are Spanish. And it didn't work. And some of the greatest patriots we have are Spanish-speaking Americans. So another tremendous failure for the Democratic machine that equaled a great asset to the MAGA movement.
It's all the legal immigrants that are here and working hard for what they got, and they say, well, geez, I can't get any kind of health coverage, but an illegal immigrant's going to get all these benefits, so it's a no-brainer for them too,
Yeah, actually, the funny thing is, the 2 areas, so I was born in Corona, Queens, and I lived most of my life in North Miami Beach, Florida. But both of those areas, particularly those, saw the greatest numbers for Donald Trump in this election for Latinos. So the
Big
Latinos
change
came
for
out.
both areas, yeah.
Yeah, the Latinos came out real strong this year. I mean, for this election in both of those places where I grew up, and that was a great thing to see.
Any hardworking group of people have to be patriotic and MAGA because they just see all their hard work being pissed away. So it doesn't matter if you're whatever you are. If you're a hardworking American, you just naturally are drawn to the MAGA movement.
People like me that are lucky and born here, and raised in that direction. But again, most of it is the legal migrants, legal immigration, the people that went through the process, that took years to get here, that fought through with their families to be an American citizen, and to also then to take a second seat to illegal that just walk over the border and get all those benefits. Of course, they're angry.
Yeah, excuse me. I had a friend of mine in 2008 who grew up in Puerto Rico and moved to New York City. He said, he goes, I don't understand these white politicians. Why do they think we want people coming here illegally? We don't. And he explained, he's like, I'm Puerto Rican. We don't get along with the Dominicans. Cubans don't like any of us, and we don't give a crap about anyone from Central America. He goes, these white people think because we share a skin tone and a language, we're on the same team. And he goes, we're not. We don't want them here.
Did you find that, DVS, that the Latino market is split like that?
No, actually, yes. It was one of the things that, because I've been out in the streets, like helping candidates or all kinds of different things. And one of the things that I always get is that the Latinos, the ones who came here the right way, are the most angry about it. They're the most pissed because they're like, man, we went through the process. We went through a long process and we got what we fought for. And now these people are coming in through a 5-minute app. Like, that's a slap in the face to us, So,
yeah, not only that, the Latinos not only came in the right way, that they worked themselves up. Nobody comes into this country rich. They come up, they work themselves up, hard work, but they also were discriminated against, any new group of people. So they built themselves up through the discrimination, suffered all the hardship, got to the point where they were respected, and then these people come in and shatter it. They shattered their whole progress and tried to bring them back down. So I'm glad to see that the hardworking Americans that happen to be Hispanic are right in there with us.
How about talking to somebody that lived in a communist country now, citizens of America, I'm sure they got a lot of great things to say.
DVS, let's talk about what's going on this weekend here. There's a few assets I want to bring up. One is let's say, how long is that Wiener thing? Is that a long Wiener story there?
How long's your Wiener? The piano player?
So many different ways people have asked me. I say, "Oh, I saw your Wiener video."
Yeah.
Have you seen my Wiener video?
Let's put that up there. Put it up. Let's play it until I feel like killing it. Because DVS fractured and beat the crap out of Jeffrey Wiener. What's his
That's
name?
not even funny either.
Put this up. Give me that asset. Well, yeah, the Wiener asset, Anthony Wiener, DVS video. Let's hear it. Oh, we didn't load it. Oh, my goodness. Well, you can go it on DVS, right? You can see it on your website. Give us your website, where we got to go. Tell us about this weekend, what your expectations are. And if you got that, he did these AI drawings of all of the people that will be there speaking at your event. Tell us all about that, DVS.
Yeah, so... well, the video, you can see it on my Instagram page. It's on at official DVS7 on Instagram, 7.0, at official DVS 7.0. And then on Twitter, it's at DVS7_0. So,
and you destroyed that Wiener.
Yeah.
Please do not Google Big Wiener video.
He nailed him. This guy's a pedophile. He's a pedophile, and DVS got him.
100%.
Yeah, man, I have the greatest luck with these guys, man. I got Schumer, I got Adam Schiff, I got Eric Adams, I got Robert De Niro. I just seem to catch these guys in the best positions.
I got to see
but
that.
Yeah,
where do we get that?
But yeah,
Oh, I think I've seen them all. I love it. I'm the annoying guy who sees them and sends them to people. Did you see this one? This is great.
DVS, you got a lot of different patriot groups involved in this I Need Y'all Freedom Fighters. Can you bring up the asset, the picture of Joe the Box that he created? Because I really like that one. I might use it as my logo.
Let's go.
DVS did these drawings of everybody for the show. You got a whole bunch. There he is. Joe the Box.
Yep.
That looks like your van. That's not my van. That's your van.
Van envy strikes again. Van envy.
So are you driving across the bridge? We got about a minute and a half. Tell us how you're going to organize it and where we got to be.
All right. So on Saturday morning, people will begin to gather at around 8 a.m. At Brooklyn Borough Hall. And then around 9:45 a.m., the march will begin across the Brooklyn Bridge to City Hall Park. And there will rally from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then right after that, we'll all caravan to the America First Warehouse. We're going to have a whole lot more fun and great entertainment. I'll be performing. And there's going to be a lot of great other people there. But we have a lot of groups coming to this event, like the Bravest for Choice, the firefighters who fought because they were fired for not taking the vaccine. You have New York Du Jour, who does a lot of legwork and serves subpoenas to a lot of these politicians when they're doing the wrong thing and, holds them accountable. There's the America First Warehouse. There's the New York Young Republicans. There's also, I'm going to be putting up a flyer today, Anthony Constantino, the CEO of Sticker Mule, will also be making an appearance and speaking on stage. He's an amazing guy. He was just running for Elise Stefanik's empty seat, Congress seat, but Trump put her back in. But he's a great, amazing guy. I mean, just being around this guy is phenomenal. But he'll be there tomorrow. There'll be a lot of great patriots, freedom fighters who fought all these years, and everyone's going to be holding signs. You just put up a flyer there that I put up. Everyone's going to be holding signs that say "I need ya" and then the face of a patriot.
We got you, DVS. We're going to a hard cut. It's the end of our show. I will see you Saturday, Sunday, every day this week. Amen. America first. Out.
Let's go.